Hi everyone, I am Ian Fennelly. I'm an urban sketching teacher, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about composition, because composition is really, really important. It's the starting point for every sketch that you're ever going to do, or for me anyway, it's the starting point. And it's really how everything kind of hangs off those initial lines, those marks that you put on the page, the angles, the shapes. It's how everything is built up from then onwards. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to avoid a bad composition, and to help me I'm going to show you some examples of one of the courses that we put together with Urban Sketch Course, and this is the beginners course that was all filmed in Shrewsbury. And the first view I'm going to show you is looking down this old cobbled street towards a church with some timber frame buildings on the right hand side. So this composition, this angle, was very much considered in a way so that you got the relationship between both sides of the street. But what I tried to avoid was making it look too kind of flat and full on, which it would have looked like if I position myself a little bit further over on the right hand side. So by moving slightly further over, what I've done is I've made the left hand side a flat elevation, and on the right hand side, which is really the focal point, we've then got lots and lots of perspective going on, lots of kind of roof lines, lots of timber frames that you can see on the old building, all converging towards a vanishing point. So if I can just show you how this works, you've got a vertical line there, you've got the bottom of the building, where it hits the pavement, and you've got the top of the roof line. So that's how it's structured, do you see? Now, if I'd moved further over and I had some perspective on this side of the building, it just wouldn't have worked. The two would have been working against each other. So this one becomes flat. This one really focuses in on the perspective and holding it all together at the bottom in the distance is the spire of the church. So it's looking for those kind of underlying structures which kind of permeate through the background of the picture. And it just takes a little bit of time thinking, shifting your angles, looking around. So the next one I want to show you, again in Shrewsbury with the beginners course, and this follows a very, very similar structure to the previous one. You've got the angle of this building here on the left hand side, and it's structured with this vertical line that comes all the way down. The bottom of the roof line goes like that, and the top of the roof line goes like that. Now what I've tried to do with the composition on this one is almost treat this elevation as a front, so you're looking at it straight on, so everything's flattened out. Now again, to move further over to the right, it would have brought into play so much more of this building, which would have overcomplicated the composition. So what I've tried to do is keep it as simple as possible. Also, you've got this line coming down here, which gives a wonderful sense of the elevation as you're moving further and further up. And it's all about adjusting the angle, looking for the right composition, which is going to make your picture so much more visually interesting. The final one, again in Shrewsbury, as part of the beginners course that we did with Urban Sketch Course, again you've got this sweep of the road moving further and further up. Now what's interesting about this is because it's an elevation, we've got a really strong sense of perspective going on with all of these lines that are radiating up towards this point over here. So again, like the other two, you've got this strong vertical structure coming down here, then everything is converging towards it to make the composition visually interesting, which hopefully leads you into the picture. And all of these things are designed to try and enable the spectator to want to look at your picture.